Hi everyone, Arlene here. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you again, and thank you so much for stopping back by to see what I'm up to. And what I'm up to today is I'm going to be sharing a little bit of this and a little bit of that with you guys today. I don't have a ton to share, but I do want to share what little I did with my outdoor decor, and I'll tell you more about that in a second. And I'll share a haul with you just from Amazon, just a new pair of kind of capris that I love that I really want to share with you. But first of all, I want to tell you about our little time with our kids over the weekend. We had a wonderful time with the kids. They came and they stayed Saturday and Sunday and swam and swam and swam. Only thing is, thank goodness, the smoke from the wildfires. Those of you over here on the East Coast are probably, well aware of what I'm talking about. We had an air, it was unhealthy. It was unhealthy to go outside on Friday and Thursday of last week. And I'm not sure if it'll be coming back down in here this week or not, but it did lift here on Saturday and Sunday, and we were very grateful for that. So we were able to go to the pool and swim. And, I took very few pictures. Again, you guys, I'm trying to stay within the moment with my family and not, have my phone in my hand at all times. So I only took a few pictures, and Candace took a few. And of course, we took some of Gus, the puppy, who is loving playing with his Frisbee. He loves playing with his Frisbee. And Maverick, Candace brought a new basketball hoop, like floating basketball hoop with little basketballs, and we were playing that. But then Maverick got the bright idea that he was going to bat those balls. And my goodness, he is so good, you guys. I will say he's got great hand-eye coordination and just did not miss those little balls. And he would hit them, and we said, okay, don't hit him over the fence. We know we want you to get a home run, but don't hit him over the fence, because then we got to go run in the yard and get them. So, and he was actually able to keep them all in the fence. Amazing little boy. And, but anyway, we just had a big time playing, and we had crab legs that Chris had already had here. He purchased them on sale a few months ago and had them in the freezer. So we had, crab legs, and Candace made protein pasta from Barillo, I think. And we just did just a little bit of butter and garlic mixed together and, sauteed together, and poured that over the pasta. And we had corn on the cob. I had made my homemade sloppy joes, which is nothing more than just ground beef with an onion browned up, and 2 pounds of ground beef, 2 cups of ketchup, and I think so many tablespoons of white vinegar and so many tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and put that in the crock pot. And we ate on that all weekend, just whoever wanted a snack. And I had some hamburger rolls, for that. And then Sunday, Chris had made a turkey. Remember I said, I'll say here in a video in a minute, you'll hear me talking about how he's putting a turkey in the oven to cook. I do a bow tutorial here in a little while. And he was getting the turkey ready. And wait till you hear me doing this bow tutorial. And he was acting crazy behind the camera, but he didn't say anything, but I could barely keep a straight face. So anyway, so he made a turkey. So we had that, mashed potatoes and gravy, and corn on the cob both days. So we had, food-wise, it was great. We swam both days. We watched TV. We sat and talked. And what a joyful time to spend with my family. Sorry. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I have such a wonderful family, a wonderful daughter. Sean is the best. Her partner, he is the best. And the kids are so good and so wonderful, so charismatic. I just feel so lucky. But anyway, so we had a good time. As y'all can tell, I'm still struggling a bit with, being sad. And I have moments like this, but then, I cheer up and we move on. But it's been a journey, you guys. What can I say? It's been a journey. So Anyway, okay, let's move on away from that and away from these tears. And let's see. Let's talk about my outdoor decor, which I didn't do much of. Let's start with the mailbox. And let me morph into this funky bow tutorial that I did I think I did this on Thursday or Friday. I did it on Friday, and we decorated the mailbox on Friday. So I'm really just revealing this today, you guys. As I said, Friday was not a good day to be out in it. I very quickly went out and did this mailbox. We couldn't even be really out in that smoke on Friday. So that's why I really have no other footage, of me decorating the mailbox or anything else that I did, which isn't much, as you'll see. But anyway, let's move into that 9-loop funky bow tutorial. If you'd like to skip that tutorial, just skip to minute mark this, and you can just skip that tutorial if you already know how to make a 9-loop funky bow and are not interested in watching me make that. And I'll pick you up when we get to the end of this bow tutorial. Okay, be right back. Okie dokie, everybody. I'm fixing to do a quick 9-loop funky bow tutorial with this really pretty sunflower ribbon that I'm going to put out on my mailbox. Got this from Amazon along with the sunflowers that I'm going to use and the mailbox cover, but a couple of years ago. So anyway, let's do a quick 9-loop funky bow. I'm going to put my tape measure out, and I'm going to cut 9 strips of this ribbon to about 22 inches. So I'll be back when I have that done. One piece at about 28 inches long, and this will become the tails of the bow because I'm going to fold them right in half and attach it to the bottom of the bow and go ahead and dovetail the ends, and these will become the 2 tails that will hang below the bow. Then I'm going to do one at about 60 inches long, and this will be what I will tie the bow onto the mailbox with. All right, that was about a 10-yard bolt of, whoa, there goes my piece of ribbon. 10-yard bolt of ribbon, and I've got about that much left, so I'll be able to use it for something else. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and dovetail the ends of all of my strips of ribbon. Thank you, honey, so much for that. So that I don't have to do it after I make the bow. So I'll do that right now. And I do that by folding it right in half like that. And I go to the fold side and point my scissors away from me and cut toward the edge of the ribbon. And that makes a nice dove's tail. And I'm going to do it to this side too. Fold it in half, and I'm going to do it to the rest of the strips, and I'll be back when I'm finished that, and we'll make this bow. I have my 9 strips of ribbon here ready to start making the bow. Then I've got my 1 strip of 28-inch ribbon, and it's going to make 2 14-inch tails. And then I've got 1 really long strip that I'll be able to use to pull the bow onto and tie it onto my mailbox. What I'll do is make the bow, then I'll add this one first so that can be as close to the back of the bow as I can get it, so that I can pull it tight, and then I'll add the tails. So the way we do a funky bow is we pick up our first strip of ribbon and fold it completely in half, and then go to 6 inches on our measuring tape and pinch it together at the 6-inch mark. Then I go to that back tail and I flip it around even though the tails are going to get all messed up and go every which way but loose, once we get the bow made, I still, at this point in time, like to have both right sides facing in the same direction. And there's our first loop in our 9 loop funky bow. Pick up our next loop, fold it right in half, go to 6 inches, turn that loop, the loop portion, down from center. Pretend my thumb is the center of the bow. And every time we add a strip, we're going to turn that loop part the opposite direction of the one before it. And I'm going to go into the back and I'm going to twist that tail around. Okay, so then we're going to take the third one, 6 inches, pinch it together at that point and accordion it in. I want to accordion it in side by side by side. In other words, don't pile the next loop on top of the one before it or underneath of the one before it, but put it right beside it. Go back and twist that tail around. So there we go. And on we go through the entire bow like this. Now, if I were wanting to use 2 different colors of ribbon or 3 different colors of ribbon or different patterns of ribbon, I would do 3 pieces of a ribbon in one pattern or color, 3 in another, and 3 in another, and alternate each time. But this time I wanted them all the same pattern. So 6 inches and up from center. And accordion it in there. And now you might be able to see that the ribbon itself is kind of slipping back to the crook of my thumb right there, because I'm getting a little cramp in my hand right there. So I allow it to slip back there. You don't have to hold it with a death grip. You can let that thumb and forefinger, go a little bit, lighten up on it. I'm sorry, Chris was over there cooking, so we had to take a pause. He's actually putting a turkey in the oven right now. The kids are coming to visit, and we're gonna have turkey one day when they're here. And he was just getting his turkey ready to go in the roaster. Now he's making a fool of himself across from me and making me laugh. So here we go with the next piece of ribbon in our bow. Oh my goodness. And we have 3 more to go. And as you can see, it makes a nice size funky bow. I did not come up with the name funky bow, and if I cannot remember the sweet lady who came up with the name many years ago, but I've kind of switched her directions around a little bit, but I still do call it a funky bow because it looks funky, because sometimes you use different ribbons, and the way it's put together is kind of funky, and the way that the tails come up and through all of the loops is funky. So, and my husband's acting funky behind the camera. 6, there we go. And that's the last loop in the 9 loop funky bow. I go back here and close that, or switch that tail around. Okay, next thing I want to do is add this long piece of ribbon on the back of the bow. Now the back of the bow is back behind my hand here. So I'm going to try to get it there as best as I can and kind of span the distance over all of those loops. And there you can see that it will pull, once I get it tied on, it's going to pull this bow up against the mailbox. Now I'm going to add the tails right to what I construe as the bottom of the bow, which is right there. Okay, so this is the bottom of the bow, top of the bow, back of the bow. Then I have a pipe cleaner. Did I have a color that would match? No, I had a white one. So we're going to use white. It will disappear. Pull the bottom around the bottom and the top around the top. And then get your hand as close as you can to the back of the bow. Wrap this hand around and squeeze that bow together. And then twist the bow, twist the pipe cleaner, twist it all. And there you go. Now, we could leave it like that, but what makes this bow pretty is when you really start fluffing. So you're gonna put your hand on every single loop in the bow, and you're gonna fluff it out, fluff, 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 and pull the tails up and around and in and through all the loops, or let them stay where they're living. It makes no difference. And here we go. Isn't that a pretty bow? That is gorgeous. And of course, once I get it out on the mailbox, it will, you know, tweak it some more and make it a little prettier out there. And that is it, a 9-loop funky bow with the tails. Oops, that's not a tail, with the tails. And then this will tie it to the back of the mailbox. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna trim the pipe cleaner down because I don't need it any longer. Okay. And then this tie will be used to tie it onto the mailbox and pull it tight against the mailbox. And these two will hang down from it. And it's gonna look pretty out there, I think. So, alrighty. All right, I'll be back to reveal it to you. Catch it a little bit regardless. Bye. Isn't that the most beautiful ribbon ever? Oh my goodness. And I found that on Amazon, as I said, you guys. It is so pretty and it goes beautifully. Here is the finished mailbox. I did pick up these, the sunflowers that you see in the picture there. I did pick those up from Amazon too. And they were all different lengths and everything. So it kind of looks like a wildflower arrangement of those sunflowers. I believe I got 3 or 4 picks of them, bouquets of them, if you will. I think it was 3, maybe 4. And put them all in that trough in the back, and didn't add any other flowers. All the flowers that you see were in the bouquets of the sunflowers. And then I already had that mailbox cover, and I'll give you a link for that if I can find it, And then you see the little sunflower below. That is one of those hanging signs, and I really want to paint it to be more yellow, the petals on it, but I haven't gotten there yet. So I just hung it out there, and probably since I hung it out there, won't get to it this year again. But it looks cute out there, the little hanging sign. So the mailbox turned out really cute, I have to say. And that bow, oh my goodness, it matches those sunflowers just to a T. And it turned out looking really cute. So then as we come up the driveway, I didn't do anything but on the light post this time, I didn't have a wreath to put on there. The one wreath I used last year was just decrepit, and I haven't taken the time to make anything else for there. Plus Chris's vine is climbing up all through there, and it looks pretty just as is. So didn't really do anything to the light post where I usually put a little wreath. But as we walk on down the sidewalk, you can see I got a couple of sunflower flags. And I got those from Amazon too. And then as we go on up to the front porch, you can see the long sign that Stacy got me the holder for. Stacy, my cousin, got me the holder for. That I already had the sunflower sign, and I will link it if it is available. Warning, warning, warning. Those little signs like that, they are a chunk of change. But I will try to give you the holder and the links for that in the description box. But it's a little pricey. So just to let you know that. And then if you turn and look up at the front door, you're going to see one of my very old wreaths that I made when I decorated for the Pioneer Woman. I wanted to use a bright, wreath out on the front porch this time. And I really, I have a red and yellow wreath that I always put out there for this time of year. And I said to Chris, let me find that Pioneer Woman wreath that I made. And we went downstairs and found it, and it looks just as pretty as the day I made it. Now, I'm going to morph to a little bit of footage. This is like a minute or so long about how I made, to show you in quick time how I put this. It's a deco mesh. It's actually a fabric mesh, wreath. And with deco mesh accents and ribbon accents, obviously you see. But let me morph to that real quick and give you just a taste of how it was to put that wreath together. And I can give you a link in the description of that entire video, which is like a 40-minute video. If you guys would like to go look and see step by step how I did that wreath. it turned out to be pretty, and it really does look like it is Pioneer Woman, right? So here we go. Let me morph into that footage now, and I'll be right back. That wreath turned out so pretty, and I couldn't remember how I did it myself. So when I looked back through that tutorial video this morning myself, as I was putting it into my iMovie to get it ready for you guys to see, I was like, oh, gosh, I went through a lot of steps to do that wreath. So anyway, maybe you guys might want to give it a try. It might not be with Pioneer Woman inspired colors, but maybe other colors. And, you know, don't shy away from using metal or other accent pieces for outdoor wreaths, you guys. And Deco Mesh is a great product to use for outdoor wreaths. Of course, our porch is covered, so it probably won't get wet. But even if it gets sprayed with, you know, we have a lot of thunderstorms and whatnot that come through here. And sometimes my wreaths do get sprayed with water or whatnot. So, but anyway, just wanted to show you that. It turned out pretty. And as you can see, I just have red cushions on the chairs and yellow pillows. I didn't put any other accents out there, you guys. To be honest, it is so buggy out there right now. I did not want anything to get inundated with bugs. I did not take a picture of the rug, but I do have a rug insert. I didn't have one with sunflowers, so I didn't really take one of that. But anyway, that was it for the outdoor decor for summertime. Of course, the American flag is still hanging, you know, on the other side of the house. But that was it for the outdoor decor. It really wasn't too much. So, okay, so let me share with you. I remember last week I had that black and white pair of Peepers glasses, and I had told you I had ordered 3 more pairs. Well, they came in, and they're all different. I think you know what, I got to look back on my order. I think I ordered 3 different frame shapes. They're very similar, but different. And I'll type up here and put in the description box what link them for you below. So I started out with a pair of kind of black and blue glasses. These are all transitional glasses too, you guys, meaning that when you look through the top, you can kind of look from the couch to the TV. You look through the middle portion of the lens and you can look like at your computer screen or your laptop screen. And then on the lower portion is like a bifocal to read with, you know. So anyway, this is one of the pairs, really cute. I love a dark frame like that. That would go with this top, really cute, huh? So again, I'll type down here what it is and I will give you a link for this frame. There it is up close. Very pretty. These are very, and heavy, you guys. They're not heavy on my face. I don't mean that. I guess I mean like well-made, sturdily well-made. You know, you don't feel like they're going to break if you have to set them down hard or, whatever, throw them in your purse. Of course they might scratch, so be careful, but they do come with their own little glasses cover that I didn't bring out here. But there was one pair. And then this pair, they called pink. But these are cute. I really like these. 2. These were all $49 a piece. So just to tell you that. And then I got me a pair of purple ones. Purple is one of my favorite colors. Look at these. These are bigger. These are definitely bigger. They kind of eat up my face, don't they? I'm no small thing, although I don't have a huge face, I guess, but they're cute. I really like those. I think they're really cute. So there you can look closer at those. Peepers, Peepers, Peepers. Love them. So I got those 3 pairs of glasses, and I've really been enjoying wearing them and, you know, matching them with my outfits and so on. Speaking of outfits, here is my outfit of the day. And I want to talk, y'all are familiar with this top that I got from Shein. I got this top from Shein, and I can give you a link for it. I believe it is still available. But the pants are what I really want to talk to you guys about today. Aren't they cute? You can see that I paired them with the pair of pants that is close to this color. These are, gosh, I can't remember the name of them, but they're almost kind of like yoga pants, if you will, that they're a knit material, but they are so comfortable and they fit me so nicely. I've gotten them in this color that you see. And let me finish my outfit of the day, but I got them in this green color, which I really love. And this was an old pair of Brighton earrings that were Kristen's, that were my daughter Kristen's. We got them for her from a ship. So these are Brighton earrings with a blue stone on them. And I don't have a necklace on because of this top and my same bracelets. And I'll get back to this watch strap in just a minute. So, but anyway, back to these pants. Now I did size up. I sized to a 3X in these only because I read the reviews. And, you know, I got some hips on me, as you'll see, you know, so, and I wanted to be sure that they would be comfortable. I probably could have worn a 2X easily, but I'm more comfortable in these. So I love these. They have pockets. It'd help you if I showed you the front. They have pockets right here, and they're kind of deep pockets. They're very nice. Put you in the mind of Halara, for those of you who might have Halara. I don't have them, but it puts me in mind of Halara. And they're not a real wide leg, yet they're not super skinny either. They're not like skin tight on you. You would think that these would cling to you, but I don't feel that way. I don't feel like they cling to me. A big lady like me, if I can get away with wearing these, you ladies who are smaller than me, you really might enjoy these. Or even if you're my size, you really might enjoy them. Or larger. I mean, you might enjoy these. I love them. So I have them in black, the green color I have on, and this pretty pink color. My only problem is I don't have tops that match all of them. The green, other than a black top or a white top, you know, or a solid color. So I'm on the search for like some tops to go along with these. And I prefer to wear like a tunic top or a top that's, you know, covers my lower belly again. So I've been on the lookout for some tops to go with these. But they are so comfortable for an airplane ride, for a car trip, for I have them on with this top. I dressed these up a little bit today, you know, but you could sure wear them with a t-shirt. They are very versatile, and I absolutely love it. And a really nice staple capri for your wardrobe. You know, I highly encourage you. I don't usually encourage like this, but I haven't found a pair of pants that I like this much in many years, you guys, many, many years. A lot of the capris that you see me wearing are literally years and years old. These are the first pair that design that I have found that I really, really, really like. And they're not exorbitantly expensive. At least they weren't. You know, of course, Amazon changes. So I could wear this top with these pink ones though, couldn't I? Oh, yeah, I could do that. So anyway, check them out. At least check them out, you know, if you want to take a peek at them. They're made by, there we go, Santiny, S-A-N-T-I-N-Y. 87% polyester, 13% elastane. Designed in Italy, made in China. Oh well. But they are comfy cozy. I highly recommend them, highly recommend them. Now, and the last thing I have, I wanted to show you my Apple Watch straps that, oh gosh, one of you guys, Rachel, was it you? One of you guys put me on to these beautiful little beaded watches. Now this is a elastic, you know, watch band. So, oh, look at the picture I did with my AI, with Chat GPT. Look at that. Whoops. Come back, kids. Isn't that cute? That's the picture that I had with him. That's Maverick underneath the 12 there. That's really cute. So, but anyway, these are really cute. Now, I did buy, you can buy it either in a small or large. And I bought the large, and I'm not huge in my wrist. So I, look at the sizes on them and watch for that. But I love them. They're very nice. I still like my silicone. I will say I like my silicone straps for like every day. These I would use for dressing up, although they really don't get in the way and they're not uncomfortable. But if I want to sleep in my watch to do my sleep studies and that kind of stuff, I use the silicone. So, but I got that one, and I got this one. And now if you look at that too, it kind of looks like Brighton, even though it's not Brighton. But look at that. It looks, the metal pieces on it kind of look like Brighton. One of you also told me, now Arlen, she said, I don't want to send you down a rabbit hole, but she said, do you know Brighton sells Apple Watch bands? And I did not know that. And I did go to the Brighton site, and I looked, and I was like, whoo, they sure do sell them. But y'all, they are like $130 a piece. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to pay that much for an Apple. I can get, 5 of these for that, for that cost. And I'm just as happy with these. So, although I love Brighton, you know me and my Brighton, I love it. But anyway, I think these are really pretty, and they have all kinds of different beads and different, but I'll give you links to these too. And I guess that is all that I have for you today, you guys. As I said, it's not a ton, although I did try to do that, the bow, tutorial, and then did find you the footage for that wreath. So, I'm trying my best to bring you some content, but it's not like we're doing a ton. As I said, I've got a meeting tomorrow, you guys, that I cannot miss. So I'm not sure that I'll be back on Thursday. Probably not. And I'm sorry about that. I feel really, really bad. But like I say, if we do go down to that place in Ashland, I will try to bring you something, if not Thursday, through the weekend or something, maybe. Or it might have to wait till next Tuesday. And then we are getting really close to beginning our fall decor. Kids and I talked a lot about our vacation coming up and what we might do and stuff. So I'm going to be gone a week. So I may try to do my fall decor so that I can at least give you some content while I'm gone. Maybe. We'll see if I can manage that. I'm not sure, you guys. Each day is still a little bit of a struggle for me. I'm going to be honest. I was just saying that to Barbara earlier today. So somebody is delivering something, I think. Camera detected in our front yard. Could be a deer, though. Oh, my word. The deer have been out in force in our neighborhood. And lots of babies this year. There were lots of babies born this year. So you see the mamas and their babies. So cute. But anyway, you guys, I will ask you humbly to subscribe if you would. I would really appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button. It is free. Then hit the notification bell. Then leave me a thumbs up if you wouldn't mind. And in the comments, so many of you have been doing this, and I very much appreciate you leaving me just a little heart emoji if you don't feel like leaving me a comment. And I know everybody's not comfortable doing that. I totally get it. If you feel up to it, just leave me a little heart in the comments. That shows YouTube that you are engaging with me and my content. And I'll in turn give you a little heart back. And those of you who I cannot comment back to, know when you see my heart show up, you'll know that I have read your comment and taken it to my heart. And I thank you guys. Humbly, humbly, humbly thank you from the very bottom of my heart. For those of you who might be struggling with a catastrophic illness or chronic pain, or have suffered a great loss, I hope that you have someone there with you, taking care of you, helping you get through each day, making the very, very best out of each day. I hope there's nothing weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or from where it should be. I love y'all to bits, to bits, to bits. Hugs all around, and I keep you in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. And with all of that said, I'll just say, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.